Cubile, 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 cubile. All right. Come on, man, let's talk. Cubile. What's up? Sorry I'm late. I had technical difficulties, whatever. Either I'm getting old or my wife's not young enough. I don't know, but so I had technical difficulties. So anyway, I just saw something, and before I forget, a big ass shout out, let me find it first, to all the women who are on the issue of this Lowrider magazine right here, but most importantly to Minerva Gutierrez. Check it out, Woman in Lowriding. I wrote this, and I talk a little smack, but misogyny and all the patriarchy and all that stuff, but we've come a long way in lowriding, so big shout out to those machista guys who, you see, you guys want to add? What is this invitation? Oh, I've never done a live before. I'll add you guys in a minute, okay? Just give me a second. Let me continue chatting here. So give me a minute for questions. I'm getting old, so I forget shit. But when I started lowriding, I was 16 years old, and that's when a club in Merced, California started. It's a Central Valley club that just turned 45 years. In fact, it's funny because when this came out at the Lowrider show in LA, in Long Beach, they were having an anniversary of 45 years. And I saw the photo, and I know all those old farts. And you know what? There's still not a woman in the photo. And viejitos, shout out to viejitos in the house. Who's in the house? Viejitos. I'll tell you what about viejitos. A woman like me could be an officer. A woman like me, has a equal position, equal respect. Nobody's going, what is that broad doing here? So shout out to modern day lowriders, especially all the lady lowriders out there. Keeping it real. We've been doing it a long time. We're no longer the hyena. We're no longer the driver in the second car. We're no longer the passenger. We're empowered by our own cars. We're empowered by our own style. So that's our culture, and protect it. It's ours. Enjoy it. All right. So, hey, for those of you that don't know, I'm a chef. My name's Silvana. So it's Chef Silvana. And I am a daughter of a lineage of 800 years of Mexican bakers. That means my father was a baker and his father and so on. But I'm also like a bit of a historian, and I do some research. And what I found is when I trace the lineage, it traveled through the hands of women. So for example, one guy is a miner, one of the Salcidos. My great-grandfather was a miner. And that's hard work. When you're not the owner, sure, that's your uncle's place or whatever, but when you have to do that kind of work, that's hard on the body. So he learned from his father-in-law how to bake, and that's how the Salcidos got the baking legacy. But it's handed up through Los de Cobos in Chihuahua, and since colonial times. So that's who I am. I carry a legacy, and I'm empowered by it. It makes me a chingona. So I'm a little bit of a badass. So and I see. I'm a badass because I know my roots. I know the power of the ingredients I cook with, the craft, the power of the craft of my ancestors, and the power of the craft that I have developed for myself based on that. So, I hate to see my ancestral food, our ancestral food out there at Chili's. God Damn, man, me cae that gorro eso. Excuse me while I move that. You know, I hate to see people that don't need to be making money off of guacamole make money off of guacamole. I hate to see the misrepresentation that happens when you walk into a place that says authentic Mexican grill and it's authentic Mexican caca with yellow cheese and red sauce on top of it. So, when we say Viva la Raza, that's got historical roots. Why, us as Chicanos, why the true descendants of this land say that, because we have a reason why we say it, but that reason is so much deeper than just that. When you see murals, and now here in Phoenix, there's murals all over the town. It's the trend. Somebody builds an apartment building, and now they do these fake murals on the side. Me cae da gorro because nobody's really giving credit to where credit is due to the origins of that. It was the street artists, first of all, here in Phoenix that created the murals as a result of an ugly, hateful law, SB 1070 in Arizona, shows your paper law. And all that started because of ugly hate, kind of like the, I don't know, I'm old here, but First Blood or Rambo, where he goes, they drew first blood. Well, they drew first blood when they came into our land without knocking, without permission. And then they continued to do that land grab. They continue to do the land grab by continuing to take and appropriate and use and abuse anything that really belongs to us and should be sacred. So I've always been a hashtagger of protect your culture, protege tu cultura, cultural warrior. Because wait a minute, once I really learned the history of Mexican food, the origin of where my ancestral roots are, then I really got engaged into the food even more, learning from ancestral cooks, las señoras. All right, I got a question here. So anyway, so I have a restaurant called Barrio Cafe, 22 years in Phoenix. It's an iconic Mexican restaurant. But I never, not once, called it a Mexican restaurant. Why? We're not in Mexico. I don't have the quality of the ingredients, the air, the water, the tierrita, to call it Mexican. You can't call a taco a street taco when your ass is sitting at a table inside a restaurant. Simple as that. So my ass is in Arizona. I should be grateful that I have permission to be here by the ancestral birthright people. Shout out. So to my indigenous brothers and sisters, Breeze, thank you. So I've never called it that. So Barrio Cafe is a restaurant that was a groundbreaker because around here, everybody just kind of ate crispy tacos and chimichangas and a thing called cheese crisp and called it authentic Mexican food. So I have a long story with that, but anyway, I went to Mexico. I studied for a year. I backpacked. I went to learn from a North America. I went on a scholarship to Oaxaca to learn from a North American woman who was a chef and had this cooking school where she taught the ancestral foods of the women around the area, but she taught it to North American tourists and totally just extracted from them and didn't give even jobs washing dishes or credit. The ladies is not credit. And I didn't have words for that, but I know that's an extraction now. And that's, that land grab, still abuse. So I come back, I open a restaurant. I was blessed to have partners who believed in me. and we're investors and a partner. And to this day, still believes in me. Protects my culture a little bit more. You know, she's more unwilling to change than I am. Sometimes like, oh, I'll just do this, and she's like, but no, you know, you said this. So thank you for that reminder. But Barrio Cafe was a 5-star restaurant. It is closing after 22 years. Why? A little old, yeah. My jaw's dropping. And the truth is that without me, really, the Barrio Cafe, it can still go on, but Barrio Cafe is not without me. I need to disconnect. I don't need to worry about the air conditioner or the plumbing going out in the summer when there's no tourism and you know, less money, barely cover payroll and supplies. 22 years of that is a bit much, and I'm retiring. And most importantly, I'm retiring because I am a writer, and I'm going to be a writer. Simple as that. I am a writer. Quick story about that. What happens to the restaurant space? I know you're not going to know, but it's going to be badass because I own the building, me and Wendy. And anything that's going to go in there, it's going to be something that I'm controlling. Know it. I promise you that. Badass, badass, badass. Mini me. Figure it out. Where was I going?
Are you going to keep the murals?
Am I keeping the murals? That's part of the deal. You got to be badass, and you got to keep those murals. Otherwise, no deal. And you got to keep some of these people. Otherwise, no deal.
Book release.
Book release. Pre-sale is May 5th on the conglomerate that owns everything, Amazon.com. And I'll explain later in another video why I went that direction. And it's something to do with my power. And after exploring all of it, that is just for the pre-sale, my power. After that, I'm going to discount it and make it affordable for, this is a hardcover, first run edition. After that, it'll be soft cover and all that other chingaderas, okay? And everybody will be able to sell it at their bookstores with a discount, but a higher discount. Because I'm not looking to get rich, I'm looking to get my word out. So I want the little shops to be able to carry it and then make money off of it. I hate capitalism and the ugliness that people that get money. You know, maybe I would have had my titty job and I wouldn't be saying, oh, listen, I'm Chef Silvana, come see me. If I would have stayed like living on my knees. Emiliano Zapata said, I'd rather die on my feet than live my life on my knees. And that's my badass tattoo. Watch it. It's in there somewhere. Because that's what I've been living by, Emiliano's words. And, you know, I'd rather not have money. I'm for the people, not for the money. So.
Name of your book?
Name of my book is called La Hija de la Chingada. Chronicles of a Mexican Chef in the USA. Figure what I gotta say. I talk about machismo, alienation, racism, supremacy, all those things that they don't like to talk about on TikTok and stuff like that. But yeah, it'll probably be banned from the get, but I got stuff to say. Some recipes, but it's not a cookbook. I don't know that I will ever write a cookbook because there's so many important things to do, including I wrote, and it's on its way, but I wrote a children's book. It's called Rosita's Amazing Adventures, La Huerta de mis Abuelitas. And after that, there's El Mercado. And after that, there's La Cocina. Get where I'm going. But it's a book that it's about empowerment for children, to be empowered by the roots of their culture, the empowerment of cacao, the empowerment of being children of the corn. We are los hijos del maíz. Nosotros nacimos, our grandmothers, the Mesoamerican woman, domesticated corn. You should be proud of that. When you eat popcorn, be proud of that. If without our ancestors, Mesoamerican grandmothers in that part of the world, we wouldn't have corn, we wouldn't have the tomato. Research. If not, read my book. La Huerta in that book. Rosa paid close attention looking at Tia Coco as she told more of the story. But, mi amor, there was a time when things changed a lot. Some people from far away, called the Spanish conquistadores, came to Mexico without asking, without permission. They brought new ideas, religion, food, and forced a different way of life. And I talk about Mesoamerican ingredients like corn, cacao, and how they spread to the rest of the world because the Spanish traveled to Europe, Africa, and Asia. It's a book of empowerment. It's a book that when this little Rosita is on her way home and she eats a chocolate, she remembers that cacao were from her ancestors. Anything else? Somebody wants to talk to me. I don't know who you are. I'll talk to, let's see here.
Someone wants to know if you would be willing to do private dinners.
I'm retired. I'm going to be a writer. It would cost a lot of money. You know what I found out with the big guys, the white guys? Oops, sorry. Don't penalize me. But you know the big chefs? You know, it's about the patriarchy, right? They make a lot of freaking money. And I decided right there, it's what's good for the goose, what's good for the gander. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be an asshole. Depends if it's for a fundraiser, I'm there. Many a time, I pay my own way. So that's what I'm down for. Making money, I'm okay. You know what? The universe provides. I'm okay. I built this badass house right here. Bought the property in '98. Every time I got extra cash, I added to it. I live in Mexico. I'm good. Buy my book. And yes, I will do something. What else?
Chris Lang wants to know, how has the restaurant industry changed since the pandemic?
How has the restaurant industry changed since the pandemic? Holy shit. I wanted to retire at 57. I was 17. And I got sick. And I have a rare and curable disease. Shout out. I don't know what that slang was, but thank you. Somebody put a hand on me. I don't know what that means because I really never do this live. So anyway, I was going to retire at 57 and come to this house, live here, whatever, right, because that's what I want to do. I get sick. I need my freaking insurance. So I'm, kind of like Godfather 3. Just when I was going to get out, they dragged me back in. Then I figured 60. Screw the insurance, I'll live in Mexico. And pandemic happens. I turned 60 during the pandemic. I lose my insurance anyway, because pandemic, I closed my restaurant. But I decided to instead take that retirement money and put it into feeding a community that needed something. It needed love. And for me, food is love, food is medicine. And that's what I do. So I fed my community. I fed the schools, the hospitals around the restaurant. I fed the unhoused, the senior unhoused specifically. And I means our community, because I opened up a community kitchen and all these cool volunteers happen. And you know what's really cool? They're my friends. They've gone on and opened up Estero Beach Tacos, Lola's Tacos. They've opened their own business. Excuse me while I little rub my nose. And it's really cool because it was born out of a place of love of doing community service. There was nobody made money, nobody nothing. And that's what it's about. What other questions? Because I could ramble.
How has the industry changed since?
How has it changed? Well, then we open. Now I can't put tablecloths. I don't want to do the bread. Everybody's on a, I closed a fine dining restaurant for 2 reasons. I thought, how could I possibly be worried about keeping up the tasting menu, fine dining Mexican restaurant, all hoity-toity, when people's grandmothers are dying? And the racism behind those PPP loans and stuff. Long story, the book. So I said, fuck it. I know, there's no winning here. ¿Para qué me estoy acabando el dinero? I'll just put that money into my community. And I closed it. And I sent a message on purpose. And I cried publicly. That helped. But that got a lot of attention. So after that, I had to take the tablecloths, the bread. I was doing to go. I was delivering. And I put my heart and soul into it. And I'm sick. So it coincides with my age, my retirement age, my health, my desire to be a chef, and the fact the restaurant industry is not the same. I'm going to close the restaurant. I don't want to be worried about how I have to change my restaurant that has been successful because the world is changing. What's coming in is different, it is changing, it is perfect. The next phase of the change. I'm too old to do another phase. I've done that already. I did it with Barrio Urbano. I did it with the other Barrio Bitch. I did it with the Barrio Avion. I did it with the other stuff, Tinta Mexicana. I did it with Pink Agave.
You're on Virgin Voyages?
Pink Agave, Virgin Voyages. And I did it with Barrio Cafe Gran Reservas. I have nothing to prove to nobody but myself. And ya me acabó, ya. What else? I'm aging myself out. I don't want to be that quinceañera or that drunk person that stayed too long at the bar. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody's like, who's that creepy old person over there in a corner looking at us going, hey, you gotta buy you a drink? I don't want to be that. I'm done. I'm sick. Stress. I have sarcoidosis. Shout out to those of you who follow me and write to me because of the videos I put out about sarcoidosis. And stress kills, man. And I've done 22 summers of Arizona heat. I don't want another one. I'm done. What else? So, Barrio Cafe is going to close, and I'm going to auction stuff out. I decided, like Mexico's going to have a female president, and the campaign hooked me up. I got a couple of Claudia t-shirts. This magazine that I wrote for, it's only released at the show. That's it. And I'm going to auction it off, but I only take high ticket. And it will be June 2nd at a community party that we're working out the details to be announced at the now closed Barrio Cafe, which closes May 31st. So it's June 2nd. We're going to do a community party, BYOB. But I wrote this article and this magazine. Oh, check out, that's my car. First place in a super show. Shout out to viejitos. There's my ramblita. But yeah, this will be auctioned off. And then this is a very, I wrote this after my travels in Mexico as a sample to my notes. I've been carrying this around forever. And I called it an Epicurean tour in Mexico, written by Chef Silvana Salcido Esparza of the Barrio Cafe. It's not Corazón del Barrio. That was me changing the name. It's really called La Doñas Mexicanas, and I'll give you, whoever buys this, and I want big money for this, or else it's not going, because, like I said, whoever buys this, I won't tell you firsthand everything about it. It's got my photograph, Huitlacoche, de Michoacán, las cocineras mexicanas that I got to work with, the ancestral cooks, for example, Margarita de Coatzala in Puebla. She goes, "Hablas mexicano," and I thought, like I'm used to America, to the English speaker saying, "Do you speak Mexican?" And I always think, "Damn you, dumbass! No, it's not Mexican. That would be, Nahuatl." But then I thought, oh, wait a minute, I'm the dumbass because I speak the colonizer's language. I speak Spanish. My ancestors had to erase who they were, their tongue, and learn the colonizer's language. And this woman has survived all of that. Her ancestors survived, or they were marginalized, and still spoke the language. So my answer was no. And she went, all right, this woman, a Mayan, to learn cochinita pibil. Let's see. I have a woman this woman on top of this photo, right here, is Juana. And the woman in the huipil below right here is her mother. And that's a vendor. That is La Hueva, the iguana, that is the iguana. And they're iguana vendors from Juchitán de Zaragoza in El Istmo de Tehuantepec. Look at this. These photos are all mine. I got to learn how to make iguana. I have iguana vending photos. Look at that. I got to do that. I went to bailes. I'll tell you all about it. I cooked with anybody. Shout out to Doña Meche. El Rosario. Anybody from Oaxaca. Cualquier persona de Oaxaca me saluda a Doña Meche. Ya saben. Pero sí. En fin. This book, I want big bucks. Otherwise, make it. Con él. I don't know. I got a Barrio from one of my mini cars. And stuff like that, signage. But if there are no more questions, I thank you. And that was it.
People want to know if they can make reservations.
No reservations. We've always been first come, first serve. I got
But
going
are you going to have a party, though?
for the party.
I don't think you announced the party yet.
Yeah, BYOB, show up. If we close down the city, was not my fault.
What day is the party?
June 2nd. Details will be posted out there somewhere. Follow me if you don't.
One last question. Have you ever gotten a photo with Booker in front of his mural at Barrio Cafe?
No, I have not. I have not. But Steve Nash, shout out to Steve. Big fan of him and big fan of Barrio Cafe. Shout out to Booker. Anytime you want me, Hito. Ya sabes dónde. I'm not your tía. ¿Qué más?
That's it.
That's it.
A lot of love on there so you can read your comments.
All right, lots of love back. I want to say one thing. Shout out to the lowrider community, to my lowrider club, Viejitos. From the heart, I thank you for embracing me and showing me as much love and attention as you do to anybody else. To the lowrider community, thank you for embracing me. To the Chicana community, to the West Side, to everybody, the artist community, thank you for the love and your participation in my vision. And we did it, man. Look at the fucking city. They all copy you. Remember that. And to the staff and family of Barrio Cafe, remember, we're throwing you a party, so look for us. But thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Chiquis and Elenas and Pelon and Adalis, and I mean, even those that we fired. Rick Fierro, love you. Vickers, love you. Nikki Aiello, love you. There's people that work for us for 19, double digits, they're the young ones. So after 22 years, there's a reason why they worked for us for that long, because we are comida chingona and we believe in our culture, and it's a team effort of let's put the best foot forward. And honestly, there's so many next generation doing it, whether they're Mexico haciéndolo aquí or Chicanos like me trying to take our ancestral power and our ancestral roots and doing something with it. The idea is to take up space so somebody else doesn't do it. We shouldn't be doing it. You know what I'm talking about. You know who you are. Irish pub, keep your tacos out of your Irish pub. You know what I'm saying? All of you, pay attention. The tacos are ours. And to the taquero, el elotero, las señoras de los tamaleras, to the people who are marginalized selling their food, bravo, sigan adelante, and chinga tu madre cabrones, those who don't like it. Pero bien que quieren un taco in your Irish pub, right? Quieren el taco, pero no el taquero. Esto ya para. Enough. Ya basta. So, empowerment through your food. Viva la raza, and I love you, and thank you for all your love and 22 years of me feeding you. But now I want to go right. You think I got something to say? You know I do. Here los vídeos. Hasta. Now, how do you turn this off?
I don't know. You should have married younger.
Oh shit, I don't know, babe. I can't see. No, it's not. It's off.
Ooh. Oh, well, hey, if you're still here, hold on. Wait, don't go. Watch it. Here, how do you turn this thing? I'm sorry, I am 63 going on 64. First time I do this, so
What are you doing?
I'm going to flip this bitch.
No,
How do you
that's
do
to
it?
turn it off. I think.
That's to turn
the
it
off
off.
button.
It's my wife, thank you. She's younger, pero parece que...
No, just do this.
Okay, so this is una cocina mexicana. Let me see, who's still there? All right, we got you.
Top right. Share. Thanks, Share. Top right.
Who's telling you that? This is my dining. It's rusticos, mexicanos. I've been building this house one room at a time. One room at a time. Local artist. This is the wife and I. This hat is from, it's called Sombrero de Piloncillo, which the cone on the top denotes that. And, ¿qué más? I might lose you when I walk away from the Wi-Fi. Pero, people want to see more, or am I ready to check out?
Well, it's kind of like grainy, so looks like people. We've had half.
All right, bye.
Bye, Sharon.
Because I could talk all the fucking time. Now, what am I doing?
Okay, top right. They said.
Top right, what?
I think it's that power button. Yeah, do that. Is that it? Yeah.